we are here to help entrepreneurs either start business or grow your already existing business. I'm here with an entrepreneur guru, my friend Liddell.
Typically, tangible assets hold their value versus non-tangible assets. I'm not against stocks at all, period. I just like for my money to be backed by something that's tangible, physical, that I can go see it and feel it's mine.
What it do, baby? It's your partner looking oh so fresh, cold, clean. You know I begin every single video. Take that picture for your mom and them. But guys, today, back on the Countermove podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. Before I get started, could you please click on the that subscribe button that helps us with the algorithm? No matter what platform you're on, just press that subscribe button, and then we're good to go. So, guys, we're going to dive into a topic that has really been talked about a lot, and I've heard a lot on this subject, but I wanted to kind of dive in real quickly and kind of give my little two thoughts and look at this thing real quickly. Okay, guys, what I wanted to talk about today is the Deion Sanders move and the effect of that move. I have heard kind of two different arguments. Okay, and again, before I get started on that, this is not a debate type of show. We're gonna listen to both sides, lean and reason together, and come up with solutions. Okay, so this one's a little bit different. So again, this is about the Deion Sanders move and effect. So here are the two arguments that I want to talk about today. Is Coach Prime? I'm on him. Coach Prime a sellout for the culture, or was he good for the culture? Good, even his move over to Colorado. If you guys don't know what's going on, is Coach Prime was the coach of the Jackson State Tigers, and he was there for 2.5 years. He now has accepted a job at the University of Colorado, and he's now there. So he went from a HBCU school to a Power 5 school, and because of that move, you have these two arguments. Well, we're going to look at them both, and we're going to begin first, guys, with this argument. The argument is the sellout argument. Okay, so these are individuals that have seen the entire context. In other words, when Coach Prime arrived at Jackson State, his tenure there, and the exit. So they are giving their 2 cents on this. Okay, guys. So here's where I want to start at real fast. Here's the first question here underneath this argument. Okay, what was Coach Prime's message through his tenure? That's where a lot of the linchpin is there when it comes to the sellout argument, is his message. Okay, in other words, what he was preaching did not match the commitment. So we're going to go into this. So let's go see what actually Coach Prime actually said moving in. Okay, this is him on 60 Minutes. Guys, real quickly, it's going to be a very quick video because of naming rights, but they interviewed him, and I want you guys to hear exactly this quick question and his answer. Here we go.
Why are you here?
I truly believe with all my heart and soul that God called me collect. And I had to accept the charges.
You accepted the charges.
I had to accept the charges.
So right there, what we see right there from Coach Prime is he believes that this is a calling. Okay, he heard him just say that he believes that God called him for such a time as this. Okay, and he had to pick that up. Okay, so let's go a little bit deeper and see. Was this the first time he actually said this? Let's do a little bit more investigating. Let's go here. All right, guys, and see exactly what else he actually said. All right, let's go here. And this is him on College Game Day, guys. Okay, this is him on College Game Day. Big deal. Big deal. I don't think that College Game Day has ever went to a HBCU game in the middle of the season. So, but Prime's there, so they're there. Here we go.
Smart, yes, sir. Gonna be tough, yes, sir. Fast, yes, sir. Discipline, yes, sir. With character, yes, sir. Let's do what we do.
Mm-hmm. Coach Prime, what does this game Saturday against Southern represent?
First of all, let's talk about y'all being here.
Okay.
That
yes,
represents a lot.
Yes, sir.
It's history. It's historical.
Absolutely.
It takes the HBCU to a whole nother light. It's like
So right there. Come back to me real fast. He's starting off the interview saying that college game day being there is beneficial for the HBCUs because it takes the HBCUs to another level. Okay, to another level. So that matches what he said initially in the 60 Minutes preview. Okay, let's go a little bit deeper and see if he goes a little bit deeper. Here we go.
the best darn appetizing salad you ever had. But we still got to give you the main course.
You've had so many people reach out and offer their support.
HBCU is in the house today, baby. I came to see the show.
Why do you think so many different people have lent their support to you in this program,
listen.
Brian?
They can see it's genuine. They can see it's authentic. I think people understand that I'm trying to help these young men in every way imaginable.
Yeah.
And they want to.
So here we go, guys. So part of the mission that Coach Prime just said, in addition to him actually saying, hey, God called me to be here, the mission that he's actually communicating is this here. He's now saying that, hey, this is for the HBCUs. This is for bringing the light on the HBCUs. This is for the community. It's to make men that actually come and encounter with him and the Jackson State program. Okay, that's the mission. So with that actually being stated, guys, I got to ask this question. All right, ask this question here. Let's go here now. Was Coach Prime an activist, a coach, or both? Well, the argument that the sellout argument is making is this here. The point they're making is they're saying he's both because listen to the message. Listen to what he's talking about. Leadership, making men, bringing light to HBCUs, okay? Making history. You see what I'm saying? So what they're saying is they're saying that look at his message when he got to Jackson State. It was to invoke change, okay? So from their perspective, it's both a coach and an activist. That's exactly what they're saying. And to be honest with you guys, I gotta kind of agree with them there because of what he said initially. What he said. All right. Now, here's my question real quickly here. Is were the roles when Coach Prime actually got into when he became the coach of Jackson State, were the roles clearly defined? Because Coach Prime may think, guys, I don't know this to be a fact. That's just my opinion. Okay, I'm not in the room, but Coach Prime may have been thinking, I'm the coach. I'm just the coach. But the message he's communicating is saying, I'm the coach trying to make change, which is an activist type of change. Okay. So in the minds of the culture, they saw him as both. So my question is that Coach Prime and or the culture clearly define the roles? Because that seems to be where the rift is there. Okay. So let's go and see, because of this, the culture thinking it's an activist role, let's go and see exactly what they're saying about Coach Prime. Okay, here we go. Here is Babani Jones with CNN. All right, he's also on ESPN as well. But let's see exactly what he's saying about the situation. Okay, here we go.
Jones, a third-generation U graduate who went to Clark Atlanta University. He's also the host of Game Theory with Bomani Jones, which will kick off its second season of HBO and HBO Max in January. Wow, that is a giant lead-in to you. Lots of accomplishments. Thank you this morning. So, this is, I kind of feel like we're talking about family business, like in front of everybody. You know what I'm talking about? Because there's a long tradition in the African American community about HBCUs. And
so you heard Don Lemon just say he kind of feels like he's talking about family business. He's talking about the culture. That's a culture statement. Okay.
Whether you go, whether you're not, and this. Why can't Deion Sanders just choose to be with who he wants to be?
Good question.
Oh, he can go take whatever job he wants, but when you come into the first job and sell the idea that you are the savior of HBCUs and you are going to raise the playing field, not just for Jackson State, but for everybody else, and you're going to do it because God told you to do it.
He said that.
Yeah, he said that. He explicitly said that
They hold him to what he said. Okay, here we go.
God sent him to do this. So then when you leave, yeah, people are going to ask questions about what exactly it was. Now, I don't go into the sellout place necessarily, but I do think, he's the monorail salesman from the subway. And he sold the big dream. Now, if you paid any attention, you knew the dream he was selling wasn't possible. It was not an achievable one that he had.
What Bomani is essentially saying is he's saying that it was a grift. He was saying it was a grift. It was a sales job. That's what he's saying, okay?
But he sold it, and he got people to believe it, and then he chucked the deuce and left.
So you know Shannon Sharp, right?
Yes.
So and you've heard his comments.
Yes.
I'm sure. I want to play them for our audience because Shannon Sharp has a sort of a rising tide lifts all boats. If he did it for Jackson State, then maybe that helped the entire HBCU. Let's play this, and I want your response to it.
Okay, cool.
Deion did something that very few coaches are able to do. He leveraged his relationships. Skip, no football team had more uniforms than Jackson State, except the University of Oregon. Under Armour, every single week, they got new helmets, they got new unis. He did this with Walmart. He took $150,000 of his salary and helped finish building the facilities.
He did?
He leveraged his relationship with American Airlines. He brought eyes to HBCUs, Skip. There wasn't nobody talking about HBCUs, especially now. They're talking about, they're on television. That's because of him. He gave you a blueprint. Now follow the blueprint.
He's saying basically mission accomplished. What do you think?
Well, part of it, and I love Shannon to death, part of where I disagree with him is so much of that was singular to Deion Sanders. Like, we do have to admit that he is the charismatic individual. Like, just because Deion could do it doesn't mean that everybody else can do it. That's the first part. The second thing, they're going to play in the Celebration Bowl, I believe, next week in Atlanta against the champions of the MEAC. They played in that bowl game last year. South Carolina State blew their doors off in that game. Do you know the head coach at South Carolina State? Can you name a single player at South Carolina State? I can't. It brought attention to Deion. It brought attention to Jackson State. You weren't going to bring attention to all these other schools in the time period that he was there. Like, if he was really going to accomplish that, that's a 10-year program, at least.
You're saying he had to stay.
Yeah.
And so it was 60 Minutes profiled him just like a month or two ago.
So what Bomani is essentially saying, come back to me real quickly, what Bomani is essentially saying, he's saying that number one, it was a sales job, and number two, a lot of what Shannon was saying, and we will revisit what Shannon's saying later on in the show, but a lot of what Shannon was saying was it was all about Deion. So his whole premise was it's all about Deion. Deion. And then at the end, you hear him saying that he didn't commit long enough. So this is the next question. Did Coach Prime commit long enough to see the change that he preached? Okay. Bomani is saying no. He's saying no, he did not at all. That's what he's saying. Number two, a good friend of mine said also he could at least stayed until he graduated his first class, which is 4 years. He was there for 2.5 years. So what they're saying is the commitment that he was preaching the message that he was preaching could not be achieved without a long tenured type of commitment. And what they're saying is they're saying Deion did not want to commit that long because what Deion was preaching, this is what Bomani is saying, is no one could achieve that. So in his mind, it was an unrealistic expectation, okay? And number two, because of unrealistic expectation, it was a grift for Deion. Deion knew that. It was a grift. So he used this as a catapult to get to where you want to get to. That is what this side of the argument is saying. So what they're saying is, did Coach Prime commit long enough to see the change he preached? No. They said, man, you ain't met the minimum of at least your graduating class. I can understand that argument. I can understand that. That's a logical argument. If you are concluding that Coach Prime was a coach and an activist. So I have to go back to this question is, were the roles clearly defined? From what I'm hearing from the sellout argument side, in their minds, it was clear. Was at the same situation when it came to Coach Prime. And from Coach Prime's perspective, and we have heard him say that it all appeared about that, We'll see what he says about this. But I have to ask the question, were the roles clearly defined, or was this all on assumptions? Okay? Because the message was so good and appealing, he was lumped into a type of activist standpoint. I mean, from what I hear Deion said, it's sounding like he understood the activist change because he was preaching this change. He was teaching life skills. He was doing all of this. And he was saying it was to bring light to the HBCUs. So from a sellout argument, they're pointing to you said this and then you bounced. So I see their perspective there. Okay. I'm trying to be as fair as balanced as I can. Okay. So I would say I don't think that the roles were clearly defined. Again, this is my opinion. I'm not in the room. Okay. I'm not in the room at all, period. But there's a clear friction in the African American community concerning the subject of Coach Prime. Okay. This is one of those arguments. So, all right, guys, let's go over to the next thing here. All right, let's see. What's the next argument here? All right, what's the next argument? Now, before I go there, let's go over to Jason Whitlock. Jason Whitlock was extremely critical of Coach Prime concerning what actually happened. He was extremely critical, and it kind of locksteps into, did Coach Prime commit long enough to see the change that he preached? Now, watch what Jason Whitlock says. Here we go.
Then build. That's the lesson gleaned from Deion Sanders' relocation from Jackson, Mississippi to Boulder, Colorado, from Jackson State University to the University of Colorado. It's a tough lesson, one many of us, Black people, will reject, deflect, and continue to neglect to our continued demise. Life rewards builders and exploits beggars.
Okay.
Deion Sanders is not a beggar, but he's not a builder either. He's a mercenary for hire, serially auctioning himself to the highest bidder and committed builder.
He's clearly saying this was a grift. This was a salesman job. He called him a mercenary, okay?
Lucrative line of work if fate blesses you with an unusually rare set of skills. Sanders won the genetics lottery in a country so rich that it irresponsibly lavishes performers with bounties best given to innovators, educators, and humanitarians.
Wow.
As an athlete, across two sports, Sanders functioned much like a big booty Instagram model, selling himself to whichever billionaire builder slid into his DMs.
See, back to that sales job. The sellout argument, hence the word sellout. The sellout argument is saying this was a grift. This was a grift because, again, he didn't commit long enough to see the change he was preaching. Let's keep going.
George Steinbrenner in the Yankees, Ted Turner in the Braves, Marge Schott in the Reds, Peter McGowan in the San Francisco Giants, Rankin Smith and the Falcons, Edward DeBartolo in the 49ers, Jerry Jones in the Cowboys, Daniel Snyder in the Redskins, and Steve Bisciotti in the Ravens. All paid the cost to be Prime's temporary boss. Deion has always been a rolling stone, a tool.
So he is now bringing into the context Deion's professional football career and baseball career. He calling him a rolling stone. I mean, he's really been extremely critical of Coach Prime here.
In someone else's plan to build something sustainable. Popular culture celebrated his wanderlust, materialism, and his sincere desire to proselytize those values to the next generation. The rap music industry welcomed primetime to its bosom with an enthusiasm usually reserved for drug dealers and gangbangers. Corporations pleaded with Prime to pitch their products. The greatest sellsword in the history of entertainment became an American Idol, an evangelist for the pleasures money provides. He legitimized his service to Mammon with down-home spirituality, preaching a prosperity gospel to young athletes that made Creflo Dollar and Joel Osteen swell with pride.
Wow. I mean, Jason Whitlock is really going in on Coach Prime concerning what he believes is a grift or a mercenary for hire. All right, guys, we're almost done. Okay, thanks for your patience. Here we go.
But let me stop. I have little interest in denigrating and demonizing Deion Sanders. He's
I disagree with that because you just did that. You went in on this on this man. So here we go. Let's come back to me real quickly, guys. So it is clear that the sellout side believes that Coach Prime had an expectation, a message that communicated change. It was a calling. They used his own words. Okay. He then wanted to teach young men how to be men. Okay, boys to men. And then he wanted to bring eyeballs onto the HBCUs to be able to so one day they compete. They can then compete at the Power 5 level. That was his message. And what the sellout argument side is saying is your commitment was not long enough to see the change that you were preaching. And so they said you were a sellout. You were a mercenary for hire. You were a grifter. That's what the sellout argument is actually communicating about Coach Prime. Okay, guys. I mean, Jason Whitlock, where he really went in on Coach Prime, guys. So this has been a very, 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 very interesting argument because this side of the argument focuses on what Coach Prime said. And to be honest with you, they have presented a tremendous case on, hey, man, this isn't your actions are not meeting the words that you were speaking. That's what they're saying concerning Coach Prime. What they're saying, guys. So, man, that is something. That is wow. But anyways, I understand what's going on. I see exactly what's going down, and it actually makes some sense. Okay, that is a very persuasive argument. All right, guys, let's keep going. We have one more video on the sellout argument side that I wanted to kind of share real quickly here, guys. And it's a very short one, but I want you guys to hear exactly what's going on. This shakes hands with what Coach Prime communicated on 60 Minutes again, pointing back to his message. Okay, here we go. Let's go to this real quickly. All right, here we go.
So you've become the most recognizable person in the state of Mississippi. Mm-hmm. And I don't even think it's close, probably by a landslide. So with that, I'm assuming there's a lot on your plate that you probably necessarily didn't sign up for. So we just had...
No, I'm not going to say that.
No?
Everything that's on my plate, I've been through the process at the youth level, at the high school level, or at some level. God has taken me through it in the dark. So when you hit the lights, I was ready.
So here we go, guys. That was on a podcast called EYL. But again, pointing back to what Coach Prime was talking about is, again, God called him for such a time as this. So this is in line with what the sellout crowd is actually saying concerning Coach Prime, guys. Okay? So just using his words. It's real simple. So I would say ending up, I can understand the argument from the sellout side, okay, how that can be perceived. Okay, no problem with it at all. Now let's move forward, guys. On the argument side, it says it's here. It says, okay, this is the good for the culture argument as far as his move from Jackson State to Colorado. This side saying it was a good move for him to do that because it's good for the culture. Okay, I want to make sure that I actually get that correct. Okay, I want to make sure I get that correct. This is what they're communicating. All right, boom. Here we go. Now, let's see. Let's go to the first video, guys. This is going to be Shannon Sharp talking about why he believes it was a good move for Prime to do what he did. Okay, all right. So before we go there, let's ask this question: what was Coach Prime's contributions? Let's listen to what he contributed to. Okay, let's listen. Here we go.
I was more excited and happy for Deion, who's a very good friend of mine. We talk constantly. Had an inclination that this might be happening, but I just felt that he should be the one to break news about what was happening in his future. I'm more excited for him than for sad that for Jackson State, and I think that Jackson State should be sad. Be excited, be happy for him because he gave you the blueprint and showed you what you could be, what you could become, and you're more than a head coach. Deion did something that very few coaches are able to do. He leveraged his relationships. Skip, no football team had more uniforms than Jackson State except the University of Oregon.
Wow.
Under Armour.
That's a serious contribution. I mean, second to Oregon, and Oregon guys, their main sponsor is Nike. That's crazy.
Every single week, they got new helmets. They got new unis.
Wow.
He did this with Walmart.
Wow.
He took $150,000 of his salary and helped finish building the facilities.
He did. So with Walmart, he was speaking about Walmart. When he got to Jackson State had to, if the field got too bad, they had to be bussed over to a high school football field because they didn't have any practice field. So what Deion actually is, he called Walmart, and Walmart gave him a couple $1 million to build 2 practice fields. 2, okay? 2 of them. That was from Deion, all right? He also leveraged his relationship with Under Armour. And now, of course, as you know, they have new uniforms, new helmets almost every week, which is crazy. Second Oregon.
He leveraged his relationship with American Airlines, so when they had to travel great distances, they flew American Airlines.
So now, also, he called American Airlines and said, hey, guys, we want to make sure that we travel in style, guys. Make sure this is done well. So he called American Airlines, and they gave them charter planes for the Jackson State to use as they're flying across the country. This is to fly not only, I believe, the football team, but also the band. That was his contribution. Let's keep going.
Airline. He had a great relationship with Michael Strahan. So he said, hey, Stray, can you do me the solid? Hook the boys up with jackets and slacks. So we don't look.
So, and also Michael Strahan owns his own suit company. Called Strahan, asked for a favor. Dude gave him some coaching slacks. That's crazy. So that can be uniformly correct. Wow, that's crazy.
Don't look like an all-tournament team when we're on the road. Some guys got on sweaters, some guys got on shirt and ties, some guys got on hoodies, some guys got on Jackson State paraphernalia.
Yep.
Wow.
He did that. And still, we get opportunity. We say, ooh, we want guys to get opportunities. We want our black coaches to get opportunities. He gets an opportunity. He takes the opportunity, and now you mad. He brought...
Who's mad?
A lot of blacks that blow up, they're upset, man, he lied. You see what? You see how they hold us more accountable? They don't never say
wait, who's they?
So this is Shannon Sharpe is directly talking about the not Bomani Jones. It's directly, but he's talking about that side of the argument that says, hey, we get mad when African Americans do not get any type of opportunities. We get one, and now we're mad because we take it. And so he even brought in the word accountability. But he went through a litany, guys, a litany of contributions from a standpoint of as far as what Deion actually brought to the table. That was a ton of contributions, guys. That is crazy. There was also seen some reports, guys, of on the road, Deion actually paying for a lot of the food out of his own pocket. He talked about Deion contributing half of his salary to the building. To the building of the facilities to get it done. And that was actually correct, guys. That's exactly what he actually did. So from a actionary standpoint, Deion looks like Deion is all in from a contribution standpoint, if that makes some sense. That's what Shannon Sharpe is essentially talking about. So we went through his contributions. That makes sense. Okay. Now, let's keep it going, guys. Let's keep it going. So now the question is this here is, okay, did Coach Prime have any assistance in the mission? Let's see what Coach Prime says about this real fast, guys. All right. Let's go ahead and get to the video real fast. And to be honest with you, I can agree with exactly what Shannon is talking about. He's spot on, guys, But let's see exactly what Coach Prime actually said. Here we go about this. Here we go.
You touched on recently was the money games.
You just saw Alabama State play against UCLA.
Right.
I don't mind that. But tell the kids what it is. I'm playing for money. I'm playing so that we can pay for this, pay for this. Don't act like you got a chance, because you know you don't. And then if you playing for money, do real business. So you getting $500,000 or $509,000.
So now Coach Prime is bringing in another part of the mission is assistance, the business side of HBCU, specifically in the athletic realm on the football side. Okay, here we go.
90,000, whatever was reported. Why don't you call and check and see how much a charter flight is, 2 charters, because you got one for the team and one for the band.
Wow.
Now you got hotels and all that, all those accommodations, and probably 2 nights of food and all that. That's probably 6 meals. That's going to be an upward of $700, $800 to $1 million, but you're getting $590. So you took a L and took a L. If I put my kids in a situation where it's no win and is detrimental to their health, I'm selling them out. It don't make sense to me, man. The numbers just don't add up to me. Yeah. That's a problem for me.
So now what we have is we have Coach Prime talking about the business side, okay? The business side of HBCU. So he's talking about, okay, one of the criticisms that was said to him, a part of his leadership, was he declined to play what they call the money games, which is what he talked about. The money games is if a HBCU school goes and plays like a Alabama or Florida State or Texas, what actually happens is they know they're going to get beat down, so they get a large check. It can be anywhere from $400,000 over to $1.5, $1.4 million, if that makes some sense. That's what he's talking about there. One of the criticisms was he turned it down. Well, he lets you know, I don't like that type of scenario because it's more than just collecting a check. There's a business side to this as well. You want to make sure that the arbitrage there, how much you're receiving, okay, is greater than how much you're actually paying out. That's a common sense type of scenario because he's having to deal with the emotional side because I play college basketball and I ain't like to get my ass whooped. And when you get your ass whooped, that actually realistically hurts you from an emotional standpoint and a pride standpoint. So that's why he said you're taking an L and then you're also taking another L. So that makes sense. So he's bringing in the financial thing into the leadership portion. I think that's pretty wise, guys. I really, really, really do. All right. So let's see real quickly what was the negotiated deal with JSU during his tenure. Now we're going into the financial portion of this thing. So we're going to pivot over to the financial portion of the thing because Coach Prime is focused on that portion as well, okay? We already thought he contributed a lot, okay? No problem with it at all. So we're going to go a little bit deeper into the contributions here in a little bit as well also. So let's go ahead and see exactly what he actually, let me see if I can find it. I actually had it, guys. Where did it go? There we go. Here it is. We got it now. Boom. Let's go to Sports Illustrated. We'll make it a little bigger for everybody. Okay. This is Deion Sanders' contract as coach of Jackson State. Let's read exactly because it says he's getting $300,000 salary with season ticket sales incentives. I want you to pay attention to that season ticket sales incentives. Okay. So here we go. Now, Deion Sanders' contract with Jackson State is a 4-year, $1.2 million deal that includes at least 120. Make this bigger, guys, so you can see. There we go. 120,000 in annual performance incentives and an automatic extension for an 8-win season. Okay. The former NFL star cornerback and Hall of Famer was announced last month as the new coach of the SWAC School, Mississippi, landing his first college job in a stunning move that took America by storm. Okay, not a problem. Jackson State took a chance on Coach Prime. Cool. Sports Illustrated obtained his contract through a public records request. So they got it. Here we go. Let's dive into it, okay? Here we go. Sanders, 53, is to be paid an annual salary of $300,000 as part of a contract that begins December 1st of this year and runs to December 15th of 2024. All right. Before taking over at JSU, Sanders is completing his job as offensive coordinator at Dallas area Trinity Christian Academy. That's fine. Okay. Here we go. The university will owe Sanders the full remaining amount of his contract if they fire him within the first year of his employment. Okay. After December 1st, the 15th, 2021, Jackson State could fire Sanders for a price tag of $300,000 if Sanders were to leave GSU. He'd owed the school 50% of his remaining salary. Hence the buyout. It's called a buyout clause. Okay. Here we go. Here's the meat and potatoes of it, because as you read the title, it was rich with incentives. Here with incentives. Sanders' salary is on par with other FCS head coaches, but it would put him last among FBS public schools coaches. Okay. However, the contract is loaded with incentives. Okay. He receives $25,000 for each win over an FBS team. Gets $10,000 for a SWAC division title. Okay. And $30,000 for a conference championship. Okay, all right. If his team reaches the Celebration Bowl, a season-ending game pitting the SWAC and the MEAC, okay, all right, he'd receive $50,000 for the bowl win. All right, here we go. Let's keep going. All right, it says Sanders can also get bonuses for ticket sales. All right, ticket sales. It says if a game draws more than 30,000 fans, he gets 10% of all sales after the 30,000. He receives 10% of all season ticket revenue after the first 10,000 are purchased. Okay, if JSU let's see this. Read again. He receives 10% of all season ticket revenue after the first 10,000 are purchased. If JSU changes conferences, he gets $100,000. Okay, so there is a lot of incentives here for Coach Prime to make more than $300,000. Okay, so now we can kind of see exactly how much money he can make. He can make a lot more than the salary, okay? And let me kind of explain the salary. Typically, when it comes to salaries, guys, the $300,000 is a salary that he's getting from the school because it's a state school, okay? Any incentives comes from the athletic fund, okay, that boosters contribute to, okay? That portion is not coming from the school. It's coming from the athletic fund, okay? That's what's going on. What the school kind of did there is put those incentives there because from an HBCU standpoint, that their boosters or is not as they don't contribute as much as those Power 5 schools. Okay, so now we see exactly what's going on with this. Now we know exactly what was negotiated. Now let's go and see, okay, about the money piece. Okay, about the money piece, because now we're on financial thing, because Coach Prime just said we got to take care of business, right? Okay, so now we had Roland Martin. Roland Martin, guys, we're talking about HBCUs. And when I heard this, I was kind of shocked a little bit, but let's see exactly what he's talking about. All right, here we go.
And the Aggies in Kyle Field in College Station, Texas. Bethune-Cookman previously had played against Miami. Why are we laying all these things out? Well, these are called money games, where you have smaller schools who play these major institutions for a big payday. Well, Deion Sanders, the head coach of Jackson State, not too particularly pleased with the amount of money HBCUs are getting compared to these other predominantly white institutions.
Okay.
He talked to HBCU Game Day and broke it down.
I'm looking at numbers that they gave me. Marshall got $1,250,000 to play against Notre Dame.
That's Marshall.
Appalachian State got $1,500,000 to play against Texas A&M.
Not
Georgia
a-
Southern
not-
got 1-4 to
not
play against
HBCU.
Nebraska. Okay, and so forth.
None of those schools he just mentioned are HBCUs.
Now let's get to us.
HBCUs.
FAMU got 450.
Wow.
To play against North Carolina.
Huh?
Southern, thank God, you got 760.
Okay.
I like that. Alabama State 590 for UCLA. You probably exhausted that in the flight going all the way across the country.
Yep.
Bethune-Cookman, I don't even know what their payout is. We're still trying to find out that. Alabama A&M 300,000 as well to play against UAB.
Okay.
If we're gonna get our butt kicked, shouldn't it be worth it? How in the world are we selling for the peanuts and the little minute droppings that they're giving us?
He's right.
When everybody's darn near 500,000-600,000, should we get together and huddle up as the HBCU and say we're not playing these beat down games unless we get this? Now, don't go up under it. You can negotiate above, but have the level be 750 a million. Have something. Make it worth your team's while. Because you're going to lose players. You're going to lose pride and dignity when we sit up here and telling you we're just as good, but you go out there and show that we're not as good. We're not nearly as good. And then you're losing 3 to 4 players because of the type of beating that you've got. Now you got to lift them and build them back up the next week to go back there and say, you can do it this week. Forget about last week, but you can do it this week. I don't understand that.
Wow.
I don't understand how we allow these other schools to get these type of purses to play against the same team that we're playing against. So who's negotiating this?
Wow.
Can we get
that? That's a good question. Now, who's negotiating these? I mean, from what I can see, these are terrible deals. How's Marshall getting 1.2, 1.4, and then you have Alabama A&M getting what, 560? That don't make no sense.
Get together and form a committee or something and say, we're not doing it unless we get $1 million. Negotiate up, but don't negotiate down. And that $1 million should go directly to your football department. They out there getting their butts kicked. Not the rest of the school. They out there getting their butts kicked. They out there getting abused. They out there getting hurt. They out there getting injured.
Yeah.
And now you want to spread it out amongst the school. I don't agree with that. If they out there playing, they should reap the benefits of the sacrifices that they're making. I just don't like when I'm seeing guys get 1.4, 1.2, 1.7, or whatever, and we getting peanuts.
Wow.
I don't like that. So that means we're not doing well business-wise. I just want to alarm you on that kind of stuff because that's the kind of stuff I think about.
So a part of his mission is to change the business culture of HBCUs as well. Okay, it seems like the other argument, which is the sellout argument, which we're just talking about the kids, and I would say it was toward the school too. I'll correct myself; it's toward the school too. But this part of the mission, I don't think that they're thinking about. Okay, so this is a good point by Coach Prime.
That matters to me. That's the ultimate sellout to me. So I'd rather us get together. Somebody take the lead. I'll be glad to. I'm used to being in that position.
So again, he's saying it's part of the mission. He's taking the lead.
And say, you know what? We're not doing it. Well, Coach Brown, it's easy for y'all to say, no, we're in the same financial situation. We're not in a better financial situation than any of the rest of everybody.
Yeah.
We may do more. We're able to work more.
Okay.
And we're able to go out there and get more because we got to go get them.
Okay.
But when it comes to selling our kids out, I can't take it, man.
Wow.
It frustrates me. It angers me.
Wow.
It upsets me wholeheartedly. And I'm sorry for venting, but when I see that kind of stuff and I look at those stats, and it makes me mad.
Wow.
It really does.
Wow.
Because we're trying to preach that we're just as good. Then we go out there and get beat down for peanuts.
I agree with
Don't
that.
like it.
I agree with
God
that.
bless y'all. Have a wonderful day. 'Cause I am.
All right, welcome to the show, Scotty from Offscript TV.
Listen to this.
Folks, follow him on his YouTube channel. Scotty, his whole deal. I saw no lies there. I have been saying for months on this show, HBCUs are screwing themselves by having individuals negotiate these deals who, frankly, don't know how to negotiate.
Wait a minute.
I'm seeing
individuals negotiating these deals. Okay.
Bad TV deals, bad streaming deals. I saw you complain this weekend at the Southern Heritage Classic. Folks announced they were streaming that game on Facebook and YouTube. Why in the hell are you doing that when you could have actually got paid for the streaming rights?
This is
what the hell,
Roland. It's so many different levels to this and so many different variables that make this thing even worse than what it is. And you bringing up the Southern Heritage Classic distribution and how they shot it. Like if you go back and watch the game, there was no ticker, there was no time, there was no announcers, there were no commercials. It was literally a PNG of a photo of the Southern Heritage Classic every time there was a commercial break. So there was no commercials for the schools, Tennessee State. Nobody had any promotion. It was literally done however the promoter wanted to do it. That's a whole nother bucket.
So basically, it couldn't even qualify for us using the word broadcast.
I don't even know.
It was just called point and stream.
Point and stream, literally point and stream. You couldn't even tell what down in distance it was. Like that's how bad this stream was. And I
hold on. Okay. All right. Okay. Why is the HBCU athletic division football not getting paid for their streams? Who knows? What kind of business model is that? I can see exactly what Coach Prime's talking about. It makes 100% sense. Like what's going on from the beat downs to now live streaming on Facebook? Like what is this? Bubblegum popcorn time? That don't make no sense. Who is in charge of these operations? That didn't make any sense to me at all. It seems like Coach Prime's mentality is a part of the mission is to change the business culture in HBCUs as well. So let's dive into that too. If we're gonna be critical of Coach Prime when it comes to the message, which is proper, we gotta look at this side as well. Let's apply that same pressure on this side. Okay, here we go. Let's keep it going. We got Roland Martin again, guys. Roland Martin again, man. He is really passionate about this, guys. He's really passionate about it. Listen to this. Let's go Roland Martin again. Let's get it in. Let's go.
There are 107 HBCUs in the United States. There are 230,000 students that go to those HBCUs. 20% of those students are non-black.
Wow.
So that means about 195 or so thousand of the students at HBCUs are black students. There are 1.6 million black students that attend PWIs in the United States. Okay, 1.6 million versus 230,000 total students out of 107.
Okay.
Now, when I listen to folk who are angry and upset with Deion Sanders, I thought about one of my staffers who came to me, and she was scared to tell me that she was taking a new job.
Okay.
And she told me she was leaving, and I said, well, why were you scared? She said, I thought you would be upset. I said, I've never been upset when somebody left. I said, and the reason I've never been upset when somebody left, because I always know no matter who you are, you can be replaced. I said, the only person that cannot be replaced is me, because I own it. Now, let me explain that. I don't get upset when somebody leaves. I've never gotten upset when the pastor left a church.
Okay.
I've never gotten upset when the editor of a paper or a place left. I've never done that. Because the reality is, what I understand is no institution dies or survives based upon one person. Now, the issue is not an institution dies when a person leaves. An institution dies when the new person comes in and does not handle their business.
There go that business word again. Business word again.
Now, so for folk, again, who need to understand this, okay, what we need to understand is this here. It's a whole bunch of black people right now commenting about Deion Sanders leaving an HBCU and not now one of them work for a black-owned company.
Wow.
It's a lot of people who are commenting about Deion Sanders leaving who don't live in black neighborhoods.
Wow.
It's a lot of people right now who are commenting about Deion Sanders being a sellout when it comes to leaving Jackson State, and they make no no affirmative decision to actually buy black.
Wow. Wow.
Now see.
Wow. Hey, man.
See, it's real easy to focus on Deion and not look at yourself and what you were doing.
That's called accountability, guys.
And so that's what gets me when people are upset. Now, what folk also have to understand is everybody ain't built the same. I understand. When I was at CNN.
Okay, let's stop there, guys. He brought up something that's pivotal: self-accountability. Accountability, which shakes hands with the mission component with HBCUs, okay, that Deion was talking about, okay, the business side of the culture, okay. Let's keep it moving, guys. Woo! This is good stuff here, man. Let's keep moving. So now, remember that the structure of his contract, guys. We on this business tip now. Let's keep going back there. Let's listen to this again. This is Coach Prime on the EYL podcast talking about, again, business. Here we go.
Several of the coaches on the Zoom call and say, let's talk about our biggest nemesis or detractors or cancers. We just talked about it. And ironically, everybody's dealing with the same foolishness, but people just don't talk about it. This is the problem. I could say stuff. Coach George could say stuff. Coach Hugh Jackson could say stuff. But some guys that don't have that, they can't elaborate and talk about the dysfunction that they're dealing with because they're subject to be fired. When we do it, you may not like it, but I'm not lying.
He ain't lying.
So if I'm saying, how we gonna be on TV, you don't even sell out a darn home game. So who gonna want to film an empty stadium? They may not like it, but I ain't lying.
He ain't lying.
How can we have 60,000 people in a darn stadium and you talking about we sold out and I checked the receipts and we done sold 28,000 tickets? Now y'all better find out who's stealing because that affects my pocket. You may not like it, but I ain't lying.
He ain't lying.
So it's a lot of stuff like that, and it's more that goes on that we got to address.
So again, guys, this is Coach Prime again talking about the business side. Did you hear him talking about ticket sales? How 60,000 tickets have been sold. When he checks the receipts, it only shows him 28,000 have been sold. Somebody lying. What's going on with the money? What's going on with the money? What's going on? Because that's a part of his contract, guys. Let's revisit it again. Let's revisit it again. Let's go back to it, guys. Back to it. Let's go. Boom. Sanders can also get bonuses for ticket sales. If a game draws more than 30,000 fans, he said 60,000, sold out, he gets 10% of all sales after 30,000. So let's get this straight. Okay? Let's get this straight. Let's get it straight, guys. Then it says he receives 10% of all season ticket revenue after the first 10,000 are purchased. So he has a financial incentive to sell out those games, hence him selling the games. Okay? So hold on, guys. Let me see. Let's go through these numbers. Let's go through these numbers real quickly, guys. Okay, so the math ain't mathing. All right, the math is not mathing. It ain't mathing, y'all. Let's go through the numbers real quickly, okay? Boom. Bow. Here we go, guys. Okay. So let's just say, for instance, guys, $15 is the sales price for the tickets. $15. All right? Times 28,000. Okay? Because remember, he's saying that they're telling him 28,000 have been sold when it was really 60,000. So that's a profit of $420,000. Okay? $420,000. All right? 420. All right? Now, let's see how much Coach Prime would have made. So anything over 420, he gets 10% of that. So let's do $15 again times 60,000. 1, 2, 3. That's $900,000. Minus was it 480? I believe 480,000. I believe that's $420,000. He gets 10% of that. All right, 10% of that. That's $42,000 he's getting. So he's saying that wait a minute, that's affected my pockets. Where the money going? Where's the money going? That's the business side of this culture change that don't nobody want to talk about. Real talk. All right, no problem. We'll come back to it. Now we ain't done, y'all. Let's keep it going. Now let's go a little deeper on this, a little bit deeper. All right, a little bit deeper. We almost done. Thank you for your patience. Almost done, y'all. I know I got y'all a lot of information. Almost done. This is part of changing the culture. It's part of the calling too. Come on.
How can we have 60,000 people in the darn stadium? You talking about we sold out, and I checked the receipts and we done sold 28,000 tickets. Now y'all better find out who's stealing, because that affects my pocket.
Come on now, dog.
You may not like it, but I ain't lying.
Right.
So it's a lot of stuff like that, and it's more that goes on that we got to address. And I just have the audacity to address it because it's for the kids.
So somebody at the school is stealing money. Somebody's stealing money.
Man.
The math ain't math, and the everything is not adding up. Why would I want to stay at a university as an employee who is number one, underpaid? You knew that when you signed up for it.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Somebody broke into his office, according to reports. But also, there appears to be some embezzlement going on at Jackson State University.
Yeah.
I also have another receipt. Back in 2017, Jackson State had to give $1.17 million back to the federal government because of the misuse of federal funding.
Come on, y'all.
What did y'all do with that money, Jackson State?
Come on, y'all.
What did y'all do with that money, Jackson State?
On,
this is textbook crabs in a motherfucking barrel. Let me tell y'all something. When you
Okay. All right, y'all. I played that video twice because I wanted you guys to see what was going on. Think about this. But hold on, before I go there, let's go to the next video, guys. This is the business side. Let's go there. Let's keep going there, guys. And in a second, I'm gonna let you know why I'm playing this. Okay? Why I'm playing this. Here we go.
Going on at Jackson State, his former school. Oh, man.
Listen to this. Listen.
What I'm about to read off to you is fascinating, to say the least.
Okay.
It is kind of long, and trust me, I do not like reading out long stuff to y'all because I don't want you to get bored, but every single bit of it is important. Mm-hmm. And if you want me to be upfront and honest, I believe it. And the main reason for that is because Deion Sanders said this exact same stuff was happening over 2 months ago. So do I think it's a rare coincidence that all this information is being brought up out of nowhere? No. You can form your own opinion, though. I'm just a messenger. Let's get into it. I'm going to read it off word for word, so just follow.
Let me preface this, guys. I'm not in the room. This is what Coach Prime is saying. We went through the numbers. That's a huge thing. What's going on? All right.
Along. According to my source, JSU, which is Jackson State, is in the hot seat for misuse of football funds. Individuals was stealing money from the football program by moving it to general funds / scholarships. Basically stealing from prominent players, 80% why Deion Sanders is leaving. In all caps, this will be the next breaking news. You heard it from me first.
So hold on. If this is right, guys, he's saying that individuals were stealing money from football program by moving it to general funds and scholarships, basically stealing from prime and players. 80% why Deion Sanders is leaving. He said this is the reason why Deion is leaving. This is crazy town. This is crazy. If this is true, guys, where's the money? Where's the value? Let's keep going.
Just stop there. There's a lot more, as you're about to see. This person also said, and the plot thickens. Let's run it down. JSU put in Deion's contract that after 30K ticket sales, he would receive a percentage of the sales. That didn't happen the whole time he was there. The ticket sales got missing. That doesn't make sense, but continuing on, Deion, the football team, nor the staff saw any of that money.
So before we go any further. Hold on. We just read Sports Illustrated. That was part of the incentive package. All right? Come to me, guys. We just read on Sports Illustrated that was part of the incentive practice that was in the agreement. If this is true, Jackson State didn't pay him any of this money his entire tenure there. And none of the assistant coaches as well. Nothing. They moved those funds over to scholarships. Where's the value? Where's the money? Why did you pay this man what you agreed to in the contract? Why didn't we do this? Like, come on, man. Come on. It just don't make no damn sense. It don't make no sense, y'all. It don't make no sense to me at all. Why? So look at this, guys. Look at this. Again, guys, I don't know what game this is. I don't know what it is. Does that look like 28,000 people? It looks like that whole thing is sold out. I don't know what game, but the math ain't mathing. It's not making no damn sense. Like, why didn't you pay JSU? Why didn't we pay this man what you promised him? If this is right, do you see why he left now? Think about this here. Would you had a coach, all right, a coach that is making $300,000 a year, and his contract is incentives. It's laden with incentives. He's significantly underpaid compared to a big time university, but we're not going to compare to that at all. Period. Okay. And he understands that, no problem. He calls all of his. He leverages his name to get money as well as favors from corporate partners, Walmart, American Airlines, Michael Strahan, Under Armour. He also gives half of his salary up to finish out the building of the facilities. Okay? So from an actuarial standpoint, he's all in. And this is the return that he gets. If this is right, theft. He brings it up, guys. He brings it up. So let's go through the numbers. Remember, he was supposed to get, according to Sports Illustrated, he was supposed to get, I believe, 10% of all ticket sales. We're not even going to go into the season ticket sales. We don't have those numbers at all. We're going off of just raw ticket sales. We're going off $15 a ticket. So $15 ticket. Let's just say 7 games. Okay? 7 games with $15 ticket. Let's just say 60,000. Here we go. Let's do this here. 60,000. Okay, come on now. Times $15 a ticket. That's that's $900,000. Okay. Now, what's happening is we get rid of this $900,000. So what's happening is, guys, is anything over $30,000. This is what he was getting. Oh, he was getting that. Okay. So again, that's $15 times $30,000. Okay. I'm sorry, 30,000 fans. That's $450,000. So that minus, okay, minus 900,000. That's $450,000 of an arbitrage there. I know it's just negative arbitrage there. Out of that, guys, let's do this here. 150,000. All right. Out of that, Deion was to get 10% of those proceeds. $45,000. Okay. $45,000. That is, I believe, per game. Per game. All right. Because $60,000 a game per game. All right. So that $45,000, guys, times 7 games. That's $315,000 on top of his $300,000 salary that he was getting. Now, again, he was donating half of his salary back to the university. Okay. So let's just do whole numbers. $315,000 plus. So that times, let's just say 3 years just to keep it easy. That times 3, I know it's 2.5, but that's around 3. That's $945,000 that he lost. They didn't give this man $945,000 of the money that he was supposed to receive. So if you look at $300,000, again, whole numbers, that $300,000 times 3 is $900,000. So that plus $900,000, again, this is before tax. That's $1.845 million that he could have made in 3 years. They didn't pay him. So divide that by 3. They not 3, but they didn't pay him. They didn't pay him the amount of money that he should have made. That's $450,000. That's $45,000. All right, times 3. That's $135,000. They didn't pay that man. No, I'm sorry. That's actually wrong. I'm actually wrong. Forgive me, guys. I'm wrong on my math. Forgive me, guys. I'm wrong. So that's $45,000. I'm sorry. Times 7 games. That's $350,000. That amount times 3. It's $945,000 that he didn't get paid. $945,000. They didn't pay him. If this is true, nothing. Let me ask you this question. If you had something in writing, would you see any value in this? Where's the money? Where's that? And this brings up to my remembrance, guys, Master P. Now, listen to this. Here's Master P. All right, we almost done, guys. He go Master P talking about something again. Here we go. With Master P, his son, I believe, actually went to HBCU, I believe. I think it was Tennessee State. I may be wrong on it. But listen to what he said. All right? This is, I believe, doing Deion's tenure. Listen to this.
Share this video. I want to say, first of all, alumni, we're not downplaying your alpha models. We love HBCUs just as much as you, but we need change for our kids, and we're going to build a next generation to save our future. Administrators, please stop sweeping this under the rug. This is not about saving jobs. This is about saving lives and educating the next generation, and to be able to live and have the same education that other state-funded schools have across America. Deion Sanders has an amazing sports program, but he's underfunded. I think he get $1 million a year with programs that he have beaten. They are getting $40 million for national universities. We are all state-funded schools. If we're gonna make a change, it's gonna have to start with the state. Help us bring awareness to this. Our kids should not have to live in molded dormitories or living conditions. We need change. It's been going on too long, and it's gonna start with us coming together, joining the movement.
Students at Howard University fed up with what they are calling unsafe living conditions. Student videos showing what appears to be pipe burst, insect infestations, and mold under beds and covering the walls.
Coughing up blood. Like, I was coughing so bad I coughed up blood. Like, coughing for hours straight.
Students we spoke with say the mold is growing throughout the halls of the university dorms in Washington, D.C. Are you guys in the same building?
No, I live in...
You guys are in different buildings?
Yes.
Two buildings, both of you coughing up blood.
Yeah.
Both students are now living on the floors of the university cafeteria. Other students sleeping outside in tents and in sleeping bags, reporting to the university and posting on social media issues ranging from Wi-Fi connection problems to insect and rat infestations, like sophomore Tia Scott.
My own room, we had a mice infestation with blood everywhere and everything. It was a horrible situation.
Scott, now among the nearly 100 who have vacated their rooms, according to the students we spoke with. She is camping outside for a second week.
Right now, sleeping in a tent outside in the cold at night, trying to study for my midterms and keep my grades up while all of this is happening.
Students now calling out the administration.
I'm paying $5,000 for mold in my dorm. I'm paying $5,000 for rats.
Even leaks in their dorm rooms.
Man, come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on. We gotta do better than that, man. Come on. Here we go. Where is the money? Where's the money? You're getting tuition money. You're getting money from the government. You're getting some from athletics. Where is the money flowing to? If this is correct, you're fleecing Coach Prime. You ain't paying nothing that you agreed upon. Now I see why he left. His return has been nothing. He's done a lot of the heavy lifting. We're not done, y'all. Let's go to the second one. Let's go to get to the next one. All right, here we go. Listen to this. This is another video that's shocked that it floored the crap out of me. This floored me, guys. Again, here we go. Let's listen to it.
To be honest, I got a guy on the staff. I'm gonna tell you what my guy on the staff said. Very reliable. Said, JB, Deion went out and asked people of the LeBron statures and these type of guys in the business that are black African-American people that are billionaires. Hey, man, it ain't going to be another figurehead like me as a black coach coaching black men. There's not going to be another one of me. This is your time to jump and get in here. You want me to stay? You want to do this and make a change? Let's start dumping some money. No one did. Chirp, quiet, crickets.
We got the best everything because we should be generating more money because we got the best athletes. He went to them on that. And all of these fists in the air, fake pro-blacks, they didn't fork over a dime.
Yo, come on, man. Yo, come on, man. From Master P, what's going on with Howard University? I love what he said there, and you see what's going on with those students there. That was last year, I believe, when it actually came out. And then we get this thing going with Deion Sanders as well. Why he left Jackson for Colorado, and we see that they, from what has been reported, they may have reneged on paying him any of the incentives, some of the incentives, like ticket sales. Didn't pay him any of that money. No one on the staff got any of that money at all. Where did the money go? It's just time, college paper. Where did the money go? Administrators, athletic directors. Where did that money go? Where did it go? We got to ask some questions. All right, last video, guys. All right, last video. Listen to this. This is the last video, and then we go to the Countermove section, which everybody kind of loves. Here we go. Boom, here we go. Let's go and share it real fast. But before we go there, we also saw, let bring it back to me. We also saw, guys, if what this guy is saying on Jason Whitlock's show is correct, Deion went to some of the people and asked them to give. Black people. They said no. But you hear a lot of celebrities that are black given to Harvard. USC. I believe Ice Cream gave to USC. Draymond Green gave to Michigan State, which he graduated from. I think Steph Curry has given to Davidson as well. There's a number of players that have given to these Power 5 schools. What's the reason why they have not given to the HBCUs? I would say because there's no security for that investment, and it's disguised or presented as a donation, which it is from a fiscal standpoint. But it's an investment. There's a return on the investment. I think Roland Martin even said that I believe only 7% of the HBCU alumni give back to the universities. 7%. He was the one that says we need some accountability here, guys. And he's spot on. What's going on? Where's the money going? Where is it going? It ain't nothing. What's going on here? And you wonder why he may have left, guys? If this is true, I see why he left. That he's contributing all of this stuff, all of these resources to Jackson State, and they're reneging on what they agreed upon. How does that show value? Let's keep it 100. Where is the money going? There's no reason why Howard University should be the way they are. Where is the money going? I understand on the balance sheet and income statement, the budgets are razor thin. So how are you managing those finances well enough to where, okay, we can cut here, taking some salaries down, donating salaries? Like what's going on here? This ain't making no sense. Where is the money? Where is it flowing? Where is it? Come on. Now, here go last video, guys. Here we go. Let's go to it. Here we go. Boom.
The HBCU is ready. First of all, we got to get our business straight.
Business straight.
We got to get the business straight. When I say the business straight, I could start from ticket sales.
Come on.
All the way to concessions.
Come on.
To apparel, to understanding TV rights.
Come on.
And I could keep going down the list that you got to get this stuff together before you think God is going to bless you. God don't bless nothing that's raggedy, because that's going to be self-destruction. Only way God is going to bless you is you ready for the blessing. He's not going to put something on you that you can't carry, you can't handle. And we're just now getting to the point that we could handle the blessings that he has for us. When I first got here, no, we couldn't. And I'm not just saying it just because of me, but no, we couldn't. Because we were raggedy.
Wow.
And it was no structure, no order.
Wow.
I mean, you go out there and kids thought they would go on the field with this on, this on. No. We wear black socks. We wear this. We wear that. We're a uniform team. You know why? Because in the NFL, if you don't have on this type of uniform in the game, you get fined. First fine is $3,500, then $7,500, then $15,000, then it goes all the way up. The kids don't know about that.
Yeah.
I say, you know what? You want to wear your shirt out? If you do it in the NFL, guess what? This is what that is. Now, all those kids you see on television with the shirts out, see, they got grandma or auntie saying, can I hold some? And they saying no, but they just gave away $15,000 just to kick it.
Wow.
And that's idiotic to me. They don't understand it until it's over.
All right, guys. I agree with Coach Prime 100% there, guys. And Roland Martin, and Shannon Sharp, and Master P. As far as contribution, Coach Prime brought a lot. And I think that his side was not so much just on the mission when it comes to the kids. It was also on the business at these institutions, up and down the institution. And when he began to see, if this report is correct, them beginning to finagle the funds. Okay, 60,000 been sold out. Looks at the receipts. It shows him 28,000. He's like, this ain't making no sense. I'm seeing it full. It's been sold out. Something ain't working. Where's the money going? The math ain't mathing. I saw he may have left. Because if that was the reality, would you want to stay in that situation to where your employer is fleecing you potentially? And there's no accountability to be able to say, man, what's going on? Let's sit down and see what's going on with these numbers. What's going on with the money? We're going to have to begin to self-examine ourselves. And if I'm Ice Cube, Master P, Jay-Z, any a black athlete or celebrity, why would I give to a mismanaged business? It didn't make any sense. It's an investment, guys. What's my return? What is it? And if Prime is saying it was raggedy, Money is always trying to find a place that it is managed well. If money's not managed well, it will cheat on you. It will cheat on you. It's real simple, guys. If this is correct, now I see why financially we strapped at HBCUs. The business management sucks. It's trash. Come on, man. Let's take care of our own. Come on. If you're going to hold Coach Prime accountable for him not being committed with the message that he said, I'm with you 100%. Okay, I'm rocking with you. No problem with it at all. I'm rocking with you. But then also on the other side, where is his scrutiny coming on when it comes to the institutions? Because according to Prime, they reneged on the deal. And then I read a report also, guys, that at the last minute, you had Colorado, I think it was Cincinnati, Central Florida, and I think it was another one. Forgive me. They're negotiating out in the open, in the media. Jackson State was quiet. And then at the last minute, he got a 7-figure offer But in that offer, they were saying out of the 7 figures, I think about $1 million, a little bit over $1 million, you got to take care of your own staff. Who does that? What type of offer is that? Anything that's going to compete with a Power 5 school? How about this? Oh, come on, guys. Now I see why he may have left. On this side of the argument, it's a compelling case there too. We gotta call a spade a spade. All right, y'all. This is called the Countermove for a reason. Let's go to the counter. What's the Countermove, guys? We gotta start with, guys. Change starts with accountability, guys. If we're going to hold Coach Prime to a standard, we gotta hold our institution to the same standard. We gotta do that, guys. What's going on with the money? There's no reason why kids should be living in that type of environment at Howard. I was talking to Jerry, a good friend. He's talking about going to Texas Southern University. Man, he's talking about if you go to the cafeteria, you'll find some rodents up in that boy. For real? That ain't happening over at Ohio State and Texas. Come on, y'all. What's going on with the money? Accountability, man. Where's the audit at? Where's the audit? What's going on here, man? Number 2, man, okay, once we hold ourselves accountable now and begin to look ourselves honestly in the mirror, who can we work with? Maybe a Power 5 school to say, hey, can you help us set up these systems to be in place so we can more efficiently run well so that we can begin to compete? Who is mentoring the institutions? Who is doing that? Who's invoking the wise counsel? Who's growing understanding? And these bad business deals that people are negotiating, who are these individuals negotiating these business deals? Live streaming the game on Facebook? What kind of sense does that make? Huh? Who is the wise counsel around you that can help you put these systems in place? Ah, God. I mean, guys, once we do that, guys, we got to take action. Take action, man. Stop talking about what somebody else ain't doing, man. Let's begin with hold ourselves accountable, taking a growing in wisdom and lots of understanding with the goal of understanding, okay? And then take action and begin to implement these tools and systems. Come on, man. Come on, y'all. Come on. Our athletes are the ones filling these Power 5 schools. 80%, 60 to 80% of the athletes are Black. We're sending our product over to Power 5 schools because we can't take care of our own business. Money is trying to find money and talent, or trying to find systems that they can plug into that can manage and cultivate it well. I'm not surprised we broke as far as HBCUs because it's a bunch of mismanagement everywhere. We could have changed the whole game. Yes, Coach Prime could have been more committed, but I don't blame him about him not being committed. The reason why is because they're reneging on the contract. Man, I call this peep it, which is what? Accountability. Sweep it, mentorship. And then keep it. That's it, guys. But man, bro, this video really shocked me, guys, because of the fact that it just showed me how we're not unified. We're not unified. We're not unified. We got a lot of power in our dollars, guys. Black folks spend billions of dollars on an annual basis. Let's begin to be more wiser on how we steward our funds to where it flows to systems, business systems that manage their funds well. Okay? I'm not saying that the Power Fives don't have their problems. I know they do. But on this show, we're talking about HBCUs, guys. We can do a lot better at running our organizations. We really can. Yes, let's hold Coach Prime accountable when it comes to his message. Fine. But at the exact same time, I can also give him grace to understand why he will leave, because your employer is not valuing you at all. They were literally stealing from him, and he said nothing the whole time. Well, besides that one interview, but he wasn't in the news talking about this at all, because he was investing in those kids. But I can tell you this, guys, in my opinion, guys, I think that Coach Prime did do a good job. I pray that JSU put someone in place that can carry on that legacy. And I would say any athlete that has that's well known, Hall of Famer, that's well known, that wants to coach, man, hey, I would love for you to coach at a HBCU. But guys, if they're not treating you, if they're not want to honor the contractual agreements, don't go there. Yes, because that would be the honorable thing to do. So HBCUs, institutions, guys, let's begin to lean in and do a lot better job at managing our systems better, so that we can invoke the right change. So guys, hey mate, thank you guys. God bless you. And before you leave them while you can, take that picture for your mama now. Now holla at your partner.
Long live the king.